Okay, so you want to own a crypto exchange. Rent some servers, list a few hundred coins, and watch the fees roll in. But here's the strange part. A crypto exchange is one of the only businesses on Earth where you can make $16 billion a year. More than Nike, more than Starbucks, while owning almost nothing. No factories, no inventory, no trucks, just a ledger. And here's the twist nobody tells you. The same exchange that made its founder one of the richest men alive also made him a convicted felon who did actual prison time. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how these businesses print money on nearly every trade, why almost none of that money is profit the way you'd think, and why the exchanges that look the most unstoppable are often one regulatory letter away from collapse.
Let's start with the machine everyone assumes is simple. You place a trade, the exchange takes a cut. That's it, right? Not quite. Binance, the biggest exchange on the planet, pulls in roughly 90% of its revenue from just one source: trading fees on spot and derivatives markets. In 2024 alone, that added up to an estimated $16.8 billion in revenue. To put that in perspective, that's about 2.5 times what Coinbase, a publicly traded American company, made in the same year. Here's the part that sounds boring, but is actually the entire business model. Binance charges roughly 0.1% per trade. On its own, that number is nothing. Multiply it by $30 trillion worth of trades a year, and that nothing becomes one of the largest revenue lines in finance, bigger than most Wall Street investment banks generate from trading. That's the trick. Not a big edge, a tiny edge, repeated an almost incomprehensible number of times.
But here's where it gets clever. Not every trader pays the same fee. Exchanges run tiered systems. The more you trade, the smaller your cut becomes. High-frequency trading firms and giant institutional players can end up paying almost nothing per trade. So who's actually subsidizing the whole system? The regular retail trader, the person trading a few $100s on their phone, checking prices before bed. Just like the casino's penny slots, the smallest players end up paying the highest effective rate, while the biggest players get quietly discounted down to almost zero. The exchange doesn't need the whales to pay full price, it needs them for volume. Because volume is what makes the whole machine believable to everyone else watching the order book.
So if the fee engine works this well, why did Binance's own profit, not revenue, actual profit, come in at only around $464 million in 2024? That's a company pulling in nearly $17 billion, keeping less than 3 cents of every dollar as real profit. Where does the rest go? Part of it goes to running a genuinely enormous operation. Thousands of employees, engineers keeping servers online through market crashes, security teams defending wallets that sit permanently in the crosshairs of state-sponsored hackers. Part of it goes to something most business owners never have to think about: paying fines to stay alive. In November 2023, Binance agreed to a settlement with U.S. regulators worth $4.3 billion, one of the largest corporate penalties in American history, for failing to stop money laundering on its platform. Its founder, Changpeng Zhao, pleaded guilty personally, stepped down as CEO, and served 4 months in a U.S. federal prison. Now here's the twist. That same year, his wealth collapsed, dropped billions overnight, and then less than 2 years later, it exploded past $60 billion, eventually making him richer than Bill Gates. Same company, same regulatory scars still fresh. The math of trading volume was so powerful, it recovered from a multi-billion-dollar fine and a prison sentence faster than most companies recover from a bad quarter. That's the real lesson hiding in these numbers. The fee engine is almost indestructible. Everything wrapped around it, the compliance, the lawsuits, the reputation, is what determines whether you actually get to keep the money. Here's the paradox nobody selling exchange success stories wants to explain. This business only works at massive scale, and getting to that scale is nearly impossible for anyone else.
Binance controls roughly 38 to 40% of all global spot trading. Traders go where liquidity already is because that's where prices are tightest and trades execute instantly. But liquidity only shows up where traders already are. It's a locked loop. The rich exchange gets richer, and every new competitor gets stuck fighting over scraps with thin order books and wide spreads. So the economics only make sense in two positions: at the very top, printing billions, or everywhere else, quietly bleeding cash trying to buy your way into that top spot.
And even sitting at the top isn't safe, because this entire revenue engine runs on one fragile assumption: that people keep trading. When markets go quiet, the fee engine goes quiet with it. Binance's own revenue has swung by tens of percentage points year to year, purely based on how much the broader crypto market is moving. In one stretch, its market share slipped from over 60% down to around 51% in a matter of months. And CZ's personal fortune reportedly dropped nearly $12 billion in a single reported swing, not because he made a bad decision, but simply because trading volume slowed down. Compare that to the casino's house edge from before: fixed, guaranteed, working exactly the same in a boom or a recession. A crypto exchange has no such floor. Its entire empire rests on whether people feel like gambling on Bitcoin this particular month.
So here's the whole picture in one sentence. A crypto exchange is a fee machine that multiplies tiny numbers by astronomical volume, wrapped in enough legal risk to erase years of profit in a single settlement, sitting on top of a market that can go silent overnight. The businesses that survived this, Binance, Coinbase, didn't win because they found some secret formula for making money on trades. Anyone can build that math. They won because they were the ones still standing after the fines, the hacks, and the quiet months when volume finally came roaring back. So if you're still dreaming about owning the next Binance, just remember, the fee engine isn't the hard part. Everything built around protecting it is. Get that wrong, and it doesn't matter how many billions the ledger says you're worth, it can disappear as fast as the trades that created it.